There was a time when we were making a lot of money and had all the things except the feeling that I wanted to feel, which was peace. I did not feel peace. What is your position on network marketing organizations or MLMs? It's like anything. I think there are really crappy doctors out there who do not care and who take advantage and abuse patients. And I think there are patients out there who are saving lives and are in it for the right reasons. So I think the same is true of all organizations, whether it's network marketing or real estate or finance, like whatever it is. There are people who give it a bad name, and then there are people who are doing it the right way. And I think it depends. I think that I personally know, I don't know, gosh, probably more than 40 or 50. Yeah, probably more than 50 people who have, like, it's either helped them to become a multimillionaire, or they've earned hundreds of thousands of dollars in network marketing. And I know that's not true of everybody who enters in it, but it's true of a lot of the folks that I hang out with, and that is because I personally think they would have been successful in just about any business. And I think that there are people who think that it's like a ready-made business. You still have to be an entrepreneur. You still have to work your butt off. It's still hard. You still have to sell. And those things are really good. It's a good way to learn how to be in business if you're thinking about starting your own business, because a lot of network marketing organizations teach business strategy and how to create systems and how to replicate those things. But I will say this. I think it is a risky proposition to call it your own business. You have to treat it like it's your own business. However, if that network marketing organization just like closes its doors, or something happens, or they vote on a law and say that it changes the status of independent contractors versus employees, et cetera, it could all go away. And then do you really own it if it all goes away? So I think it's a wonderful place to get started and to start to make your money. But it is just as any business, there's going to be a lot of people who lose money and fail. That's true of network marketing too. And if you do start to make money and you are successful in that business or any business, as I always say, you've got to diversify. You need multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. If you're just like sitting back like, oh, this is never going away, that's very risky, incredibly risky. And I would also say, okay, last question, because this actually kind of leads into it, which is you list that you are an 8-figure earner. Why do you do that, and where does your money come from? I get it, because that does feel kind of braggadocious, but it's true, and it's also credibility. And I teach people when it comes to marketing, when it comes to people trusting you for your credibility, that's part of the credibility, is explaining to people that we are 8-figure earners, myself and my husband together, and it is not from my fitness income, but certainly much of that fitness income allowed us to, because we sold multiple companies, but we've been doing this for 30 years. And there's a period of time when we were $500,000 in debt and really, really bad at managing money. And that nearly destroyed us and our marriage. And we vowed together to change that. And we also vowed to make certain that our money works harder than we do. So the 8-figure earnings come from a multitude of different streams of income. And I would say the largest of which is managing our stocks and portfolios. And that's entirely Brett. Our investments, that is possible because of our multiple streams of other incomes, right? So we have Smart Life Inc. We've got my podcast, a professional podcaster with 5 episodes per week. The Chalene Show is a top-rated podcast in lifestyle, and Build Your Tribe is a top-rated podcast in marketing. Those make us income. We have multiple streams of income from our online courses. So we have online courses that we've been operating for the last, 15 years, 10 years at least, 12 years, that teach people how to start and build their own businesses. And we have lifetime members of that. We've got tens of thousands of students in there. And then my son Brock and I operate a business together. That's an additional stream of income. I do affiliate marketing. I guess you'd call it influencer marketing, although I kind of have a very specific way that I prefer to talk about products that I love. So when companies come to me, they're like, hey, we want to collab with you. Will you do a post about this or that? I usually won't do that. It has to be something I already love. And then I usually reach out to that company and say like, hey, I'm constantly talking about like, so for example, this. So I'm constantly talking about, this is the skincare that I use. It's called Katie Skin. And so I just reached out to the doctor who created this line and I'm like, hey, could I get a discount code for my audience? And she's like, sure. So she gave me the discount code for her products. It gives people 15% off, but it also gives me an affiliate payment. So to be completely transparent, I don't know what it is. It's not even why I do it. I do it more so because I always think, like, if I can get people a discount, I will. Like some things you just can't, right? Like some things I talk about all the time and I've tried to see if that company will give my audience a discount and they just don't even respond. So anyways, multiple streams of income is something that takes time. You can't do it overnight. It takes time. I've done a podcast detailing all of this. So if you look up breaking down our 8, I'll put a link in the show notes I'll put a link here in the description. Is that what you do on YouTube? But I did a podcast on that, breaking down all the different streams. But each stream, you put a stream in place like one at a time. And I break down that whole process. You guys, I've been doing this forever. Like, so somebody who's watching this who's like 35 years old, girl, I'm almost 20 years ahead of you. So I'm 52 when I'm recording this, I'm going to be 53. I've been doing this for a long time. So don't compare yourself to anyone else for that matter. Who cares? You know, how much money you make doesn't matter. What matters is how do you feel? Like, do you feel secure? Do you feel peaceful? Do you feel happy? Because there was a time when we were making a lot of money and had all the things except the feeling that I wanted to feel, which was peace. I did not feel peace. And so I don't care. Like, you know, I know that impresses some people, but I don't care about that. The most important thing to me is that I feel a sense of peace. And if I feel a sense of peace, then I feel like I'm successful. And yeah, money helps that, right? Like money makes it easier to make difficult decisions sometimes. Like I know that it is a luxury to not have to worry sometimes, where I hear like other people like having to think about, oh, here's a great example. My husband, Brett, has neuropathy, and it's been getting better. It set in June of 2021, and what is it, like we're almost 6 months later now, and it keeps getting better, but every single treatment that he does, none of them are covered by insurance. And that is, so in my mind, like that is crazy to me that just somebody out there is experiencing the very same thing as him, but they maybe don't have any relief because they can't afford to do these things out of pocket, number one, and the insurance companies don't cover anything related to health. It's so annoying. That's a whole nother rant. But that's a real luxury, and that for sure that makes life better and makes life easier, that we don't have to struggle with the decision like, should we pay for this out of pocket? It's like, yes, absolutely, your health matters more than anything, and we want you to get well as quickly as possible, and we're in this position where we can afford to do that. Another example of that would be this lawsuit that I'm, standing up and fighting for the rights of other patients and victims. And are you kidding? I couldn't afford to do this if I didn't have these multiple streams of income. And so thank you to those of you who've reached out and said, is there a GoFundMe for that? There is. You know what I always say? You have supported me. You've supported me by clicking on links and by purchasing items and by supporting us by, being in our academies and, doing my workouts. Like all of those things are how you have supported us. And I am incredibly grateful. And I know to whom much is given, much is expected. And Brett and I are on the same page that we will, we're in this position to help other people, and if we have to spend a whole lot of our money to do so, we're in this position because of that, and I think that's the right thing to do. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure, if you don't mind, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, and then you can click the bell, and that will notify you when I upload a new video. I can do more videos like this. I know I do a lot of interviews, etc., but tell me what kind of videos you'd like here on YouTube, and I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I promise you. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for hitting the like button and dropping me a comment below. I'll see you soon.